Hey guys and gals out there in YouTube land, this is Pat and Heidi with
Rain Country Homestead.
And God is good all the time. And today we wanted to give 5 ways that you save. So we put out 5 ways to save videos on occasion, and we select specific subject matter, and she'll share with you what those are in her comments. And so we've picked out some comments that I thought were pretty witty or pretty good. It might help to cause you to think how you can save if you are in that mind frame. So Mrs. Rain, what do you got?
Well, before I continue, I want to say we do have a whole playlist of the 5 ways to save if you want to check it out. I don't remember how many videos are in there right now. There's quite a few. I'll go ahead and link to the whole playlist right up here on various different topics. And just so you know, it's only 5 ways to save that on these various categories. It doesn't mean it's the only way that we save it on those categories. I just tried to limit it to 5 because it could go on forever and then have really long videos. So I thought it would be fun if we started picking some random 5 ways to save from our viewers, and I would like to do more of these. So after you hear these, when you think of your own unique 5 ways to save, go ahead and put them in the comments below and we'll compile it for another video down the road.
Mrs. Rain?
What?
Could you give me that pencil?
Oh, am I getting scary with the pencil?
Yeah, she's talks with her hands.
He's afraid.
And
He's
I don't want to
scary.
get poked in the eye.
He's scared. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead. Miss.
Okay, so I'm going to start off, and the first one comes from our 5 ways to save on paper video, and this was Christine McCombs. I save the envelopes that come with the bill for returning when paying them. We pay online through our bank, so that's why she doesn't use the envelope. So if you need an envelope to mail something, I put labels on where the clear window is and write the address to where I'm sending. We also, like you, use paper to make our own notepads and only use paper towel for greasy things. So thank you, Christine, for sharing your ideas with us.
That's a fantastic idea. I mean, a lot of you out there might think, wow, really? You're going to write on the back of an envelope, or you're going to save envelopes to remail? You know, guys, every little penny that you save is a penny earned. Yep. And so hats off to Christine for her comment. We have a tendency to like to take, you know, you're always getting invitations to Citibank and insurance companies or whatever. We have a tendency to write on the back envelopes. Okay,
the next comment is from Terry Holm in the water, 5 ways to save on water video. And she put, plug the tub when you shower and bail that water into the toilet to flush it. Great video. Water is precious.
Right.
So there's something I hadn't thought to do. Good
right.
idea.
And you can get creative with that too. A lot of people think, well, that's a lot of work. Well, yeah, it's anything that you do by yourself, DIY, anytime you save money, you're trading the quick fix or boxed food for labor. So when you grow your own food, that takes effort. It doesn't take as much effort just to buy it at the store. And the same thing here. It takes a little more effort to do what she's doing. But in the end, at the end of the month, where you see your water bill come in, you know, she's gonna see some savings there. Another thing you can do is have a rain encashment with 5-gallon buckets outside, and do the same thing with rainwater. So,
right.
Good comment.
Very good. So, okay, and the next one's gonna be longer. It's actually 2 comments from the same lady under the same video, and that's on the electricity, 5 ways to save on electricity. So this is from Brandy Filet. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, it says, such good advice. Before we moved 4 years ago, we knew we wanted to live off-grid and removed all non-essential appliances, microwaves, dishwashers, etc. We also purchased non-electric items for their electric counterparts. It's certainly an eye-opener, but we enjoyed it. Many of our friends and family think we have not only fell off our rocker, but jumped head first. They truly don't understand, and we are okay with that. Videos like these are very helpful to help them understand there is a reason why we do the things we do. Thanks for your informative videos. And here's the second comment she put. We have even gone so far as a no electricity Friday. On Fridays, nothing with electricity was allowed. We even said no cell phones. We lit the house with oil lamps and spent quality time together. Wow, there's a novel concept. It brought us closer as a family because we didn't have modern convenience tearing us apart. Thought about going back to it. So, very good, Brandy. Thank you.
Right. And if you're interested in trying some of this stuff, a good way to go is to go to your breaker box and flip off the main if you really want to get bold. But if you do that, you also have to figure out how you're going to keep your frozen and refrigerated products taken care of. So you're going to want to at least leave those breakers on while you're doing this test, or get yourself a generator or solar, some sort of a solar backup in order to make this work. But what a great idea to, if you're thinking about going off the grid or doing everything yourself, this will kind of let you know how that's going to turn out for you,
Right.
roughly.
You learn how dependent you are on electricity, and then you find out also what you can live without.
Right. So yeah, that's just if you guys are interested in doing any type of off-grid type things, just, it might sound all fun, it might sound adventurous, it might sound, oh, this is really what I want to do. But if you practice things like this, like water conservation, or trying to figure out a different water source other than your city tap, or figuring out a different electrical source or no electricity at all, that's an excellent way to give yourself a litmus test if you'll survive.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, our next comment is also from the electricity video, and this is from Kathleen Zimmerman. She says, my dad always said, he who cuts his own firewood warms himself twice. He was right. I have been cutting, splitting, and stacking wood for as long as I can remember, and I love every minute of it. I have a wood-burning stove that has glass doors on the front so I can see the fire burning. Feeling the warmth and watching the fire is very relaxing for me. When I'm not using the stove, I have a portable fire pit that gets frequent use. In the spring, as soon as weather permits, I start cooking outside. I built a 2-burner rocket stove out of bricks. I use my sun oven. I do a lot of Dutch oven cooking, and I roast meat and veggies over the open fire. I've never owned anything but a chest freezer. Now that I'm getting a little older, I feel like I'm going in head first. It's hard on the back too. However, I have learned a few tricks on organization, which has helped tremendously. I also keep the bottom lined with water bottles in case the power goes out. So yeah, water bottles in the freezer to fill up any excess space is awesome. We do that too.
And so that's a real great idea, especially as you're getting older. It's harder to bend over, and we don't want anybody on ice too soon. So ka-ching. How was that? Anyway, if you line the bottom of your chest freezer with milk jugs, then the bottom layer of that chest freezer is going to be basically lined with ice. And so in the event that you have a power outage, or you want to conserve electricity a little bit, those milk cartons, frozen milk cartons, will help reduce your necessity for the freezer to cycle on and off all the time. So it'll help keep a constant temperature. It'll help you to keep from having to bend over so far to get what's in the bottom of the freezer. It's going to take up more room, obviously, but it also gives you another source for water. It's also pretty neat to be able to do that, and if you guys go camping in the summertime and different things like that, you can throw those frozen, just go ahead and grab those frozen milk jugs out of the freezer, put a couple in your chest your cooler, and you don't have to go to the store and buy crushed ice necessarily. So that's another way to save.
We used to do that a lot too.
Right.
Okay, and then the next one, this is actually number 5. So the next one is from Ann O'Toole on the grocery video. So very excellent points again. Just because it is on sale does not mean you have to buy it. And I have known people who do that. They seem to be addicted to the rush of a good buy, and it does not matter what it is. Also, the bartering is great. We needed some welding work done at our place and traded firewood for the work and a few tomatoes. And recently someone gave me about 100 pounds of apples, and all she wants is some apple cider vinegar. Score. I think a lot of people do a type of barter and don't even realize it. Good shopping to you all. LOL.
Absolutely.
And then the last comment was just a bonus, and I'm reading this. You'll see why I'm reading it, but it's kind of self-serving, but I appreciated it, so I really wanted to read it. And this was by Alba Downing in the beauty products video. The best way to save on beauty products is to throw out everything you have purchased and order Heidi's face cream on her Etsy shop. I'm 60, a natural redhead, allergic to everything until I ordered Heidi's face cream, ylang ylang frankincense. It is amazing. I love it. I use it as a lip balm too. Thank you so much, Heidi.
Huh.
But I do actually have a recipe on how you can make it yourself, and I do use it I use it on my face. I use it as a lip balm too. I use it as an eye makeup remover. I use it on my elbows and my hands and my feet. It's great stuff. So you can find the recipe. I'll go ahead and link to up here so you can make your own. You don't have to go buy it from my store. So that's always appreciated too. But anyway, Alba, thank you for that. And
Now, Mrs. Rain, if they go back and when you were pointing to the iCards, and this is what I was afraid of, if you'd had this pencil in your hand when you pointed up towards the iCard corner, you would have poked me right in the eye.
give me that pencil. Anyway, so again, share with us your ideas down below and your favorite. You don't have to list 5 things. Just give us, especially whatever it is that's very unique to you that you don't think anyone else does. Of course, sometimes we think that we're the first ones to come up with an idea, and we find out there's several other like-minded people that do the same thing, which is actually great because you're like, okay.
I'm not the only crazy one out there.
I'm not the only crazy one who's that much of a tightwad. But the other thing I wanted to add is remember, especially of those, I get people ask all the time, how do I start saving up for, putting food into food storage for hard times and things like that when I have such a limited income? Well, the more you can find these little ways to save, Mr. Rain mentioned earlier, a penny saved isn't a penny earned. Every little bit that you save by practicing these methods, set that aside for your grocery food stores. So when you go to the store, okay, you have an extra $1 this week because you saved an extra $1 over here. Take that $1 and buy a can of whatever your favorite thing is, or a bag of whatever your favorite thing is as far as rice and beans, is something that's going to have long-term shelf storage. That's why we mention those things. But particularly canned goods, if you're not already canning your own goods, because you can usually get a can of something for $1-ish, and it's going to have a long-term shelf life. And if you have a power outage, you can eat it right out of the can. There's no cooking involved. So that's why those are good ideas. Even if it's just junk food like SpaghettiOs and ravioli or Spam, at least it's food. It's better than no food. I don't recommend those for a diet, but
At least it's a solid.
yeah, at least it's food. It's better than air. I mean, well, you need air, but I mean, it's when
Air's probably better.
when you're trying to fill your tummy, you need air to live, but you also need calories to live. So
Yeah, but at least
Yeah.
you have 30 days to look around for the food.
true.
You only
Look
have
around for
three-
healthier food. other than
You only have
raviolis.
3 minutes of air.
But the whole idea is to prevent you from having to go foraging for food when everybody else is doing it too.
Huh.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, we're done with that. Lots of great comments. Keep them coming. Keep
So we
the
can do
com-
more of these
Yeah,
videos.
keep
'cause
them
they're fun.
coming. We glean a lot from your guys' comments. We glean a lot of support from your comments, a lot of encouragement, And so, as we hope we're an encouragement to you, you guys are an encouragement to us. So anyway, keep them coming.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by,
Take care.
and God bless.
Total brain cramp.